Maguire, Shaw, Martinez. Manchester United injury news and return. Dates ahead of Brentford. Man United will be back in Premier League action this weekend after the international break. As they look to chase down the Champions League qualification spots, Erik ten Hag will be breathing a sigh of relief. As Manchester United prepare for the return of the Premier League this weekend after the international break, though the Reds did not escape the break without new injury issues, ten Hag's side traveled to Brentford on Saturday knowing a victory could put the pressure on those above in the race for Champions League qualification. Before this weekend's matches, United sit 9 points outside the traditional top 4 spots in the Premier League. However, England looks set to gain an extra Champions League spot this season thanks to UEFA's decision to expand the competition. 2 extra places will be handed to the top 2 nations in the coefficient rankings that England currently leads comfortably. Therefore, 5th place would also be enough for a spot in the Champions League, and there is just a 6-point gap between United, 6th, and Tottenham Hotspur, 5th. With the season still alive, men's sport has rounded up the latest injury news from Old Trafford. Harry Maguire injury. Unknown what we know, Maguire was substituted early in the defeat to Brazil and was limping as he exited the pitch. England confirmed after the game he had left the Three Lions training camp and was back with United. Luke Shaw injury. Muscular what we know, United's fullback sustained a muscle injury in February which was thought would keep him out of action for just a few months. However, Gareth Southgate admitted the defender was in a race against the clock to return to full fitness before the end of the season. Potential return date unknown. Lisandro Martinez injury, knee. What we know, the popular Argentinian defender may have received a boost this week, with the Daily Mail reporting the defender returned to England early after spending some time with his international teammates. This has fueled speculation that he could return to the playing squad sooner rather than later. Potential return date, April. Casemiro injury, muscular what we know, the Brazilian midfielder sustained a muscle injury before the clash with Liverpool in the FA Cup. Ten Hag insisted at the time he would be a big miss. Potential return date, unknown. Johnny Evans injury, knock what we know, Evans suffered a minor knock before the international break but should be fit for the Premier League's return this weekend. Potential return date, March 30th versus Brentford. Altay Bayender injury, muscular what we know, Bayender suffered a minor muscle strain before the international break but is expected to be available for action soon. Potential return date, March 30th versus Brentford. Omari Forson injury, unknown what we know, United's youngster picked up an unknown injury recently and will be out of action for an undetermined amount of time while he recuperates. Potential return date, unknown. Anthony Martial injury, groin what we know, Martial underwent surgery after picking up his groin injury at the start of the year. It is hoped he will be back before the end of the campaign when his contract expires. Potential return date, April. Tyrell Malaysia injury, knee what we know, Malaysia has missed the entirety of this season due to a serious knee injury and it looks unlikely he will return to the first-team squad before the season ends. Potential return date, unknown.